You know what's really repetitive? Those weight loss videos where a fitness trainer is all like, hey everyone, today I'm going to teach you guys how to lose weight in 1 week. And by that, I mean mentioning irrelevant information 60% of the time and bouncing my pecs on camera. Yeah, you know exactly what I mean. Look, I've been there before. I've spent years in the past searching the internet for the perfect strategy to lose weight. For those of you who don't know already, I used to be quite fat. I kid you not when I say I could have been Mikey Blumberg's stunt double for the show Recess. Ah, Recess. What a series that was. You know, my primary teacher always kind of reminded me on the one from the show. You know, the really mean old one that always had this kid simping for her. Anyhow, I was a big boy back in high school. I remember shoving down 2 Whoppers every day after school and chugging them down with a liter of iced tea. To be honest with you, I felt really insecure about my weight. I remember wanting to look lean like the other boys who were considered good looking, and all had girlfriends all except for me. Not to mention, this one friend of mine didn't make matters any better. When summer break ended and I returned back to school, he saw me and said, hey dude, you should really hit the gym because you're starting to look like your brother. Gee, thanks. Jerk face. Don't let anyone ever get into your head like that, my friend. But all these insecurities really pushed me to make a change. And to do that, I Googled all kinds of ways to lose fat. And it was site after site after site after site of people making all these outlandish statements like losing weight in 1 week or 10 pounds in 3 days. 10 pounds in 3 freaking days? Forget about eating all the cottage cheese and canned tuna. I myself can't lose that much weight in 3 days unless I'm amputating body parts. Now, I'm going to take you into the present where I finally achieved what I wanted to do all these years and have lost a total of 80 pounds, baby. Although I ultimately met my goal, there are a few things I wish I knew about on the road to fat loss. Because it definitely would have saved me a lot of pain and confusion, to say the least. So here we go, baby. 6 myths about dieting and exercise you should know about. Seriously, guys, don't believe all this false information like I did. It's just going to slow you down, dramatically. Number 1. You can focus on losing fat from certain parts of your body. Oh man, this one's my favorite. I myself used to think that was the case, but the truth is, you can't lose fat from certain areas of your body. Yeah, we all wish that were the case, but unfortunately biology says it's all or nothing. Unless we're talking about plastic surgery here, which I do not recommend, losing fat from certain areas of your body is not how it works. Instead, you burn all the fat around your body when focusing on fat loss. Number 2, muscle weighs more than fat. Isn't that a trick question? Which one of these is heavier? The answer is simple. It all depends on the amounts we're talking about. Let's put it this way. Muscle is more dense than fat, but a pound of cotton weighs the same as a pound of stones, for example. It all depends on the amount of weight itself, but a pound is a pound no matter what it is we're weighing. Number 3, muscle turns to fat when you stop training. Who came up with some of these? Yeah, apparently there's people out there that believe that. Muscle turning to fat because you decided to do, well, anything else instead of keeping your body tight. Muscle cells have muscle cells, and fat cells have fat cells. I mean, I'm not a scientist, but they don't magically morph into one another. I guess those who believe this ought to try the reverse effect of that. Oh yeah, baby. Guess what I did? You burned some body fat, I see? Nope. I turned my belly fat into muscle. That's impossible! You can't remove fat from certain body parts. Number 4, doing crunches gives you a flat stomach, right? I mean, it's common sense. Want to get those abs showing and burn your belly fat? You gotta do those sit-ups. Well, I hate to say it, but you've been lied to, my friends. Doing crunches works your core muscles to become stronger, but won't necessarily burn belly fat and give you a flat stomach. Instead, you'll just end up with a six-pack who's a little shy to show itself. Combine ab work with high-intensity cardio to effectively burn off that layer of fat while maintaining a healthy diet at a 10 to 20% caloric deficit. Fitness. Number 5. You need to stretch before your workout to avoid injury. Trust me, guys and girls, the last thing you want is to tear a muscle while doing your dumbbell curls. The pain can be unbearable at times, so to avoid that, trainers and physiotherapists have claimed stretching beforehand will prevent the risk of injury. Well, no. Now, that is not to say that stretching is bad before working out. Keeping yourself loose and flexible has many benefits of its own, but that's not going to prevent yourself from tearing your bicep in half and crying out for dear life. According to most scientists, it does not impact muscle compliance during the course of resistance training, so therefore leaves you just as vulnerable as before stretching. So save yourself all the time and just get another set in would be my advice. And number 6, you need to sweat a lot in order to have worked out properly. Yeah, I know you've heard this one before. You haven't worked out hard enough if you aren't sweating your pants off. Have you ever noticed some people wearing a puffy sweater or even a garbage bag around them so they sweat? I know I have. Sure, it has an effect on your progress to sweat more, but by no means does that say you haven't had an effective workout if you didn't sweat. Some people like me don't sweat easily even though we've been working out effectively for an entire hour, but others on the other hand may start sweating heavily within the first 5 minutes. Do not pressure yourself to sweat because you think that's what it takes. Instead, do what Arnold says: if you don't find the time, if you don't do the work, you won't get results. So there you have it, folks. Just a few things to avoid believing when you're trying to get that summer bod. I mean, this video is a bit late considering summer is technically over, but oh well, save it for next year, when we're hopefully allowed to actually visit a beach full of people. Yeah, you know who I'm talking to. Hope 2020 has been a fun year for you, you little shit.